you doing? How you feeling? Hold up, let me take out this my little Cuban, you know what I'm saying? How you doing? How you feeling? Welcome to this week's episode of Search and Report. I'm your host, True Fernie, and right off the bat, man, check out this shirt. Check out this Nike shirt that one of my buddies one of my internet buddies gave to me. I won it in a giveaway. He's got his own personal clothing company, and he does a lot of tie-dye, and I like it. I've always wanted like a colorful shirt, and I haven't worn a lot of colorful shirts. If you know me, I wear a lot of blacks and stuff. So this is really making me feel good right now. I'm feeling very cheery. But I'll link down his Instagram down below so you can check some of his stuff out, as well as his website. The company's called Asset Drop, so make sure to check him out. This week, what have I been playing? Also, this podcast right off the bat, I know it's I know it's late, but it's late for a reason. There hasn't been a lot of news lately, like in the past week or so, past week and a half, and honestly, I'm only recording this right now because there's a huge news item right now that it literally just dropped today, and I'm like, I need to make a video, I need to make a podcast about this. So I do apologize for the lateness in this, but you know, this shit is free, so you can't be complaining, all right? But what have I been playing this week? This week I've been playing Pokemon Sword and Shield. I just beat the DLC, both the Crown Tundra and the Isle of Armor. So right now I don't know what to do with my life. I'm just doing Dynamax adventures at this point, and I don't know. I'm kind of enjoying it, to be honest. I'm really enjoying it. I like the DLC a lot more than the actual game. I don't know. It just felt a little bit more Pokemon-y. I don't know if that makes sense, but I don't know, there's a lot more exploration to it. There's a lot of more like puzzle solving to it, rather than just going from place to place and going to gym to gym. I don't know, it was a lot more fun to complete a lot of these challenges, like capturing the legendary Galarian birds, leveling up your Cubfu to level 70, and like fighting your way through the dojo, or whatever you want to call it. Like, I don't know, it just felt a little bit more thought out. And of course, the DLC did come out a year after the actual game, so I'm sure they had some time to work on this. But that's what I've been playing. What else have I been playing? I've been playing a little bit of Monster Hunter Rise here and there. Honestly, man, like at this point, I'm just neglecting my backlog because it's a little bit overwhelming, to be honest. And like, I still gotta beat Skyward Sword HD, but I don't want to beat it off stream, even though I'm so close to the end. But I just can't bring myself to finish it, man. It is my least favorite Zelda because of all the backtracking. I've said this multiple times, but seriously, man, that game fucking takes you to the same goddamn place time and time again, that I'm just like, yo, can we just get this game done with? Like, this game should have been 15 hours max. Seriously, man, I'm like hour 20 right now. I'm like, just fucking end it, man. Just like, I lose interest of all the side quests. Like, I don't know, man. It's just not. I don't like the second half of that game. I just don't not like it. But I'm gonna try and push through it and just get it done, because I mean, it's in the back of my mind. It's really bothering me. But yeah, without further ado, man, I'm just gonna shut up. By the way, if you haven't seen the latest video, go ahead and check that out. I did a video recently about the Steam Deck, which I am getting soon. Well, I am getting it when it releases, but I'll be making videos on that, so make sure to check out that video. The views have been doing pretty well lately, so I'm really happy about that. But first off, first news item of the week, the biggest news item, I think, of the whole week, or it's going to be at least for like the next 2 weeks. IGN currently reported that there is a Grand Theft Auto Remastered Trilogy in the works. Most importantly, it's also gonna be for the Switch. Yes, sir. Here, IGN reports Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas will make up the trilogy. This trilogy is, of course, the Grand Theft Auto Remastered Trilogy. Wesley LeBlanc, by the way, it's fucking pouring outside, so if I lose power, I'm sorry. A new report claims that Grand Theft Auto Remastered Trilogy is on the way for multiple platforms, including the Nintendo Switch, and it's reportedly due out this fall. By the way, this is so soon. so soon, man, which leads me to believe they've been working on this thing ever since GTA 5 release, man. I like to think, you know, because damn. No. Why am I saying that? They've probably been working on this for like the past 2 or 3 years. I don't know why. I sometimes say dumbass shit, bro. But this news, well, IGN further here reports, this news comes by way of Kotaku, which reports that it has learned from sources that Rockstar Games is remastering GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, and that each game will be remastered in Unreal Engine. Very important. They will feature a mix of new and old graphics, the report reads. I don't know what this means. I don't know if it's going to be just literally an upscaling of the graphics. Let's say it still looks really blocky, like the assets and stuff, like the characters are still going to be super blocky and kind of like really rough around the edges, like not a lot of polygons, but it's going to look HD, like it's just going to be upscaled in graphics. Or it's actually going to be a combination of both, which I don't think, why would that ever work? Why would they ever do that? That's a little bit, that's some weird wording right there. According to the report, Rockstar's Scottish branch, Rockstar Dundee, is leading the project and also working with the wider Rockstar company to develop the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S ports of GTA 5 scheduled for later this year. Rumors of such a remastered trilogy have been around for years, and they gained even more traction when Rockstar began using DMC takedowns to remove fan remasters. That's very Nintendo of you, by the way, Rockstar. One of Kotaku's sources told the publication that they saw footage of the remasters running and that the graphics reminded them of a heavily modded version of a classic GTA game. Ooh, I guess that kind of answers our question about how these remasters are going to be. I think they're just going to be upscale, or I think they're just going to be the same game basically, but reskinned or like new assets here and there. I guess we'll see, man. The UI is being remastered, probably this is very Super Mario 3D All-Stars, which probably that might be the route they are taking with this game, with this trilogy. Although the classic style and design of each will remain the same. According to Kotaku, these titles are hoping to stay true to the PS2 era GTA games as much as possible. Elsewhere in the report, Kotaku says these remasters were originally going to come packaged with the next-gen ports of GTA 5 and GTA Online as a bonus, but plans changed and the trilogy was converted into its own standalone package, set to be released earlier this year. Now the remastered trilogy is due out this fall, around late October or early November, according to Kotaku. Damn, that's really soon, man. The trilogy will be released on Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PS4, PS5, PC, Stadia, mobile devices, damn, and the Switch. I mean, the Switch is just in a glorified mobile device at this point. However, Kotaku's reports state... Shut up, Switch. However, Kotaku's report states that the console ports are being prioritized and that the PC and mobile ports could be released next year as a result. Woo! That is a lot to process right now, man. But this is also welcome news. Like, people have been speculating for the past, like, I want to say less than a year about GTA 6. There's been the patent, of course, of the AI that Rockstar recently submitted that led to believe that, you know, they're already working on the game, or at least the foundation of the game, because the AI kind of basically predicts how the NPCs are going to act around the world, how the different, like, non-playable characters are going to be interacting with the world. Driving is going to, like, NPCs, drivers, how they're going to interact with the world, etc., etc. At the same time, they might just have, like, might implement like the same NPC technology they use on Red Dead Redemption 2, but this kind of like fueled the fire, at least started the fire that was the rumors around GTA 6. But this, I think this is this is gonna hold us over till the next GTA. I mean, it is a trilogy. It's 3 games. It's Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. And if I remember correctly, these are pretty lengthy games. You can do a lot of things in this game. Especially, I mean, the things I remember from Vice City are a lot. I used to play Vice City. It was the first GTA I ever played. It was Vice City on my cousin's computer. We used to play. I think that's where I started playing PC games. But yeah, I mean, these are pretty lengthy games, and I think this will probably hold us off till the rumored date that Rockstar has given, or kind of like not speculated, but alluded to, of 2025. I still can't believe that date. I don't want to believe it's true. I don't want to believe that, you know, it's actual like a fact right now that that's the date that it's going to come out. But at the same time, this is Rockstar we're talking about, and they do take their sweet ass time. I'm excited for this. I don't know what else to tell you. I just hope this actually looks good. And I mean, they say they are remasters, so I mean, a remaster can only, I mean, go so far. It's not a complete remake. It's just probably just adding better graphics here and there, better assets, higher definition graphics and assets here and there, upscaling and stuff. But we'll have to see what the reports say going forward for this. I'm really excited for this. Grand Theft Auto is one of my favorite series. I used to play more, like the amount of hours I put into GTA 4 is astounding, man. I love that game. GTA 4 is one of my favorite Grand Theft Autos ever. It just brings so much memories of my PS3 and just a good time in my life. So we'll have to wait and see what else comes out from this. But for now, that's all we got in the works as far as Rockstar goes. Now to talk about a little bit of a more, by the way, sorry if you can hear the thunder outside. Seriously, man, it's a damn storm. Like, if you know anything about Texas, man, storms will just pop up out of nowhere and just destroy the whole city for like a whole week. But just to talk about a little bit about more serious topics, there is still a continuous investigation, of course, in this Blizzard slash Activision lawsuit that the state of California filed against the company. And recently we found out that Blizzard's president is out, has stepped down. And is going to be replaced by Jen O'Neill and Mike Ibarra as co-heads. This is going to be the first time that Blizzard will be co-led by a woman. Now, if you don't know, if you haven't been following the Blizzard story and the Activision story pretty closely, you'll know that there's enough women in executive positions in Activision, at least. I don't know about Blizzard, but like, this thing just... I hate to be a cynic. I hope that this is kind of like a turning point for the company, but at the same time, with good conscience, I can't not be skeptical about this, because Activision has, Jesus, one of the women executives put out like a really weird union busting tweet recently, and it was really in bad taste, and it was extremely bad in timing. But yeah, here PC Gamer reports on July 20th, California's Department of Fair Employment Housing filed a lawsuit against Activision Blizzard, collecting numerous complaints about unlawful harassment, discrimination, and retaliation at the company. We know this. We know that Activision Blizzard employees did a walkout pretty soon after the actual lawsuit was made public. And of course, more than 3,000 Activision Blizzards signed an open letter to management, which, Jesus, that's a lot of signatures, man. But here, Jen O'Neill has been at Blizzard since January. That's a very short term, bro. Before which she was the studio head of Vicarious Vision. Oh, sorry about that. Let me go back. I don't know why I'm reading ahead. Today, Blizzard has announced that J. Allen Brack is leaving his position as the president of the studio to be replaced by Jen O'Neill and Mike Ibarra as co-heads of the studio. Jen O'Neill has been at Blizzard since January, before which she was the studio head of Vicarious Visions, which we know I think they were recently shut down, if I'm not mistaken. Mike Ibarra was a longtime Xbox employee holding various positions there before joining Blizzard in 2019 as an executive vice president. Blizzard's statement says, Jen and Mike have more than 3 decades of gaming industry experience between them. Moving forward, they will share responsibilities over game development and company operations. Brack had been named in the California lawsuit specifically concerning how he dealt with allegations made against against Alex Afrasiabi drinking too much and harassing female employees at company events. It's alleged Brack's punishment for Afrasiabi verbal counseling amounted to little more than a slap on the wrist for such behavior. Brack was also on stage during the 2020 BlizzCon Q&A panel where the various developers' responses to a question about the over-sexualization of characters is simply embarrassing. I saw that response. I saw that video from the 2010 BlizzCon Q&A panel. Man, that shit is cringy looking at it right now. Seriously, man, like I cannot believe that an executive, like literally the head of the company, like making light of this question is just a little slimy, man. Today's statement from Blizzard goes on to make explicit that this change is related to working culture. Both leaders are deeply committed to all of our employees, to the work ahead to ensure Blizzard is the safest, most welcoming workplace possible for women and people of any gender, ethnicity, sexual orientation, or background, to upholding and reinforcing our values and to rebuilding your trust. With their many years of industry experience and deep commitment to integrity and inclusivity, Jen and Mike will lead Blizzard with care, compassion, and a dedication to excellence. As I don't know about that. Before I continue, I don't know about that. You guys really got to win the trust of the people, man. Honestly. As journalist and former Kotaku EIC Stephen Totilo pointed out, the timing of this seems tied to a quarterly earnings call today on which Brack would have been expected to field questions. And yes, they still had that I mean, they gotta have that earnings call because of course they got investors and stuff. But here's a statement from J. Allen Brack, Blizzard's departing president. I am confident that Jen O'Neill and Mike Ibarra will provide the leadership Blizzard needs to realize its full potential and will accelerate the pace of change. I anticipate they will do so with passion and enthusiasm, and that they can be trusted to lead with the highest levels of integrity and commitment to the components of our culture that make Blizzard so special. Finally, thank you all for being a part of the Blizzard community and for your passion and determination for safety and equality for all. The discrimination lawsuit is just the latest in a long string of controversies involving Blizzard's management in recent times. Between massive layoffs, numerous reports on its toxic workplace, and highly anticipated launches reportedly sabotaged by mismanagement, the perception of what used to be PC gaming's darling developer has changed utterly. The Californian state proceedings against Blizzard are still pending and could last for months or years. Man, I'm sorry, man. I gotta drink to this. Not drink to this as in I'm celebrating this. Like I gotta drink to this because this is a lot to fucking process. But man, I hope, I really, really do hope, and I know it's probably not gonna come to fruition, but I feel like the gaming industry has gotten away with a lot of things, man. I mean, it's kind of, I think the saying is, has been riding the coattails of the tech industry, has been like in the shadow of the tech industry for every single controversy that happens in the tech industry. The same thing is happening in the gaming industry. I mean, they're correlated. Gaming and tech is they're related. They're basically brothers and sisters. But they kind of like flown by under the radar because of the tech industry. And with this thing, like, this is one of the biggest news, like, scandals out there that has recently hit the gaming industry. I think is one of the only ones that has reached this level of attention, this level of I don't know, just outreach of the mainstream, man. And I think, well, first of all, of course it has to do because Activision is one of the biggest developers out there. Blizzard is one of the biggest out there with World of Warcraft, with Overwatch. I mean, they're everywhere and anywhere, man. Anybody who's ever played one PC game knows what Blizzard has done and knows who Blizzard is, man. And they've gotten, I mean, they have their toes on everything. So I want to see people actually be held accountable, like not just the company. I actually want people who have been responsible, because of course you can't blame the whole company. Of course, I mean, the company is responsible for the culture and the ambience and like the just the work culture that it caters and it nurtures. But at the same time, this is only the fault of a few people. Like, I don't want to put this on all the developers out there that work for Activision or Blizzard, because at the same time, yeah, there's reports of like certain workers that were just terrible. But like, I'm sure from every single terrible employee that Activision and Blizzard had, there were at least 5 or 6 other employees that were just trying to, you know, pay the bills, make money, and work in the games, and you know, work in what is essentially their dream job. And like, you got these assholes fucking tarnishing the work, because I can't imagine being a developer for these companies right now and you were not involved in any of this bullshit. I would be really, really upset, because now my resume is tarnished, you know? Now I can't go to another developer and be like, hey, you know, I worked on this, I'm working that, because they're going to be looking at every single Activision, Blizzard, ex-employee, whoever is transitioning from companies, from this company. They're going to be looking at them with a microscope. They're going to be looking at them very detailed and try and find out if these people were involved or they were related in any way, shape, or form with the people who have committed these very, very reprehensible acts, like illegal acts, man. Like, seriously, straight up sexual harassment, like, it's unspeakable, the kind of shit that they worked the kind of shit they did. So yeah, you tarnish your reputation. I'd be very upset if I've been at Activision Blizzard for the past 10 years and now shit, I can't show, every time I show my resume to a potential employer, gonna be like, oh, you're from that company, instead of like, oh, you're that company who's done Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, you done that company is like worked on World of Warcraft, like these really iconic products, these iconic games. And now you're like, shit, now everything is going to be linked to this terrible lawsuit. So I'd be upset, man. I really do hope they make an example of the people who are involved in these allegations. And I don't want people to lose their jobs. That's the only thing. I just don't want people to lose their jobs. I don't want the company to close down, because this isn't the fault of everybody. This is just the fault of management. This is the fault of executives. And yeah, I mean, that's I think that's the only people you can really blame. But we'll have to see, man. I expect this thing to be settled out of court. You never know. They might just kind of like divide. Look at me talking about if I know the fucking law. I don't know the fucking law, man. I've never been in court. I've been to jury duty. That's pretty much it. And I've never actually stand in jury duty. They always tell me like, oh, your case got dismissed, you can go home. Oh, okay, dude. Shit. You made me wake up at 7 a.m. for nothing. But that's as much as I've been in a court, man. But yeah, I mean, let's see what happens. I really do hope they make an example of this company, and I hope they make an example of the executives, because they wholeheartedly deserve it, man. But yeah. Now, I don't know if I want to talk about the next thing, these next things. They're really super small news items. I might just end it there, because it's really not, it's not that interesting. But folks, this is a little bit of a short little snippet. Like, honestly, I've been really thinking long and hard about what I want to do with my channel, and like, I like what I do. I like these videos that I make. I like the scripted videos. I like making them because there's like actual creativity behind them. I'm not saying that like making this video that is just off the rip, off the top of the dome, as the kids say, not creative, because I'm still creating something. But at the same time, like script writing, coming with an idea for a video, coming up with a concept, writing in little jokes here and there, filming it, editing it, like that's real creative work. And that I'm really proud of the scripted videos that I've made so far. I've been doing this for like almost 2 years, a little over 2 years, I think. But I've been thinking about like just the algorithm that YouTube does, man. And I'm really thinking long and hard if I should do a third channel, because I do have a second channel where I do all my Let's Plays, and it's basically just clips from my streams. But I'm making a third channel just for the podcast, so I can do these longer unscripted videos, and it's basically just a podcast, but with the gaming news. Because apparently, like, YouTube hates when you do all different kinds of content. Like, for example, if you're doing only like gaming 10-minute videos that are scripted, and then you put in like a podcast here and there, like an hour-long podcast, like the algorithm fucking hates that, and it'll stop recommending your channel to new people. So I gotta think long and hard about that. I might just make these podcasts a little like more bite-sized. I mean, can you call it a podcast if the episode is only like 20 minutes long? I don't know. I used to listen to a podcast that was literally only 10 minutes long, and they only did like an episode every 2 or 3 days, and they were super popular. But we'll see, man. We'll see. But folks, I've been True Fernie. Links to my socials are down below. If you're watching this on the video version on YouTube, just search for youtube.com/truefernie or youtube.com, and then just search for search and report. You'll be able to find my channel, and this is where I upload the video version of this podcast. Alternatively, you can listen to Search and Report on the go on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, anywhere in any place that you might find your podcast, or where you listen to your podcast, even Anchor FM. Just search for Search and Report. Our logo is a little Game Boy with the word Search and Report on top. You won't miss it. Believe me, you won't miss it. But yeah, we do these weekly episodes, so I really do appreciate anybody and everybody who gets their news from me. Really do appreciate that. I've gotten a few people tell me like, oh, I didn't know about that. Thank you, man. I watch your videos to kind of keep up to date to the gaming news, so I really do appreciate y'all. Links to my socials are down below. I already said that, man. Please make sure to follow me on Twitch, where I try and stream pretty regularly. I kind of taken a step back just because work has been crazy, but it's kind of, I feel it's going to start to die down and kind of calm down a little bit more. But yeah, that's where I stream all the games that you see on my second channel. Yeah, so you can get my reviews and my slash impressions of new games. That's basically where I check out all new games, and yeah, just come out and have fun. I really do like streaming. Also, make sure to follow me on Twitter, where I spend all of my waking hours and even my working hours. Probably in my sleeping hours. I just don't notice. I'm probably on Twitter. I'm there. Just search for True Fernie. I'll be there. Just shooting the shit and stuff. Also, please make sure to join our Discord channel, where we talk anything and everything gaming, movies, TV, anime, anything that I don't know why I said anywhere. Anything that you might like as my viewer. Yeah. I'm gonna stop doing that because that's fucking bad. And that's pretty much it, folks. Please take care of each other, but most importantly, take care of yourself. I'll be seeing you next week. I'm super excited for this GTA trilogy. This is something that we've been waiting for. This is something that we deserve. Rockstar, please stop fucking releasing a game every 12 years or so. Don't remember how long it's been since the last GTA. It's 2011, right? 2013, something like that. All right. Peace out. Bye.